Hello, everyone, and good morning. Welcome to our live feed update for April 7th. I'm your host, Taran Armstrong, and I am here today on my own to talk to you about everything that happened yesterday on the Big Brother Canada 9 live feeds. It was day 39 in the house, and what a day. What a day we had. Obviously, yesterday, there was a bit of a meeting that took place during the live feed update. It feels like I was just there, and it was just happening. But it's been a whole day, and I'm here now to talk to you about what was happening during yesterday's live feed update. So that'll be fun. But I've also got plenty to talk about from yesterday in general. So, lots to do, lots to say. So let's get to it, and you can ask me questions along the way. I can do raps, guys. All right, let's talk about it. Let's get into it. All right. We started the day with Tina and Kiefer. They talked about the possibility of a flip, and where the flip would come from. The possibility that, okay, Ty and Jed could vote Tara out. How could they make this work? They would probably need Braden as a third, and then Beth might break the tie. But Kiefer says, don't worry. With me, we're at least getting a tie, because I am not going to vote Tara out. So that's coming from Kiefer right away. Braden and Row are going to be talking throughout the day. And let me tell you guys, because this is a solo update, I'm going to give you most of the details of the conversations. So we'll see how repetitive they are until I finally lose my mind. Braden and Row are going to talk. Braden fills Row in on the Beth, Ty, Jed waffling the night before. So if you recall, the night before, Beth, Jed, and Ty kind of were like, hey, Braden, would you vote for Vic to stay for us? And he was like, yeah, but no. And so he's going to fill Row in on the fact that they are considering keeping Vic in the game. And he's really annoyed about it. He's like, they were like, oh, she has such a good pitch. Oh, we have to look at both sides. That's what we do every week. And he's like, Ty was saying that. And I was just like, oh my God. Row says, well, Vic staying is not good for either of them. They do not want that result. And it's very annoying that the other side is constantly going back and forth. So this is already getting quite annoying for the entire house, which I'm happy about, because it's annoying for me. It's annoying for me, all this back and forth. I mean, it's fun to a point, and then it just becomes, what am I listening to? Ty and Vic are going to talk. Vic's going to pitch to Ty, and she says she's pissed. She laid there last night. They laid there. She was talking with Tina and Tara last night, and they just laid there and didn't say a word. And she was so upset about going on the block, and they knew that they had done this, that they had thrown her under the bus, and they just laid there. She can't believe it. She can't believe it. She's like, you know what, Ty, I'm shooketh that I am sitting here on the block because of you guys. It's absurd. It's really the audacity of it is just, it's unbelievable. I'm just
cheesed right now.
Really cheesed. She actually did say the cheesed part. Ty says, well, look, I was trying to save you the other night. We had a conversation, and I was giving you so many opportunities to admit that you said our names. And I was trying to save you in that conversation. And she's just like, I didn't know that, Ty. I wish that I had realized that's what you were doing, because what I was trying to do was decide between Tina and Tara which one would go on the block. And he's like, look, Vic, I believe you. I do. And she says, you know what, too? Tara is the one that talked about that bag. Tara's the one that did it, not me. Not me. I cannot believe that they have denied that they threw me under the bus. They are done to me. They're done. Never speaking to them again. And this is what was going on, Ty. I was saying your names so that I could get information out of them. That's what it is. That's why I was getting information, and the reason I hadn't come back to you yet is because they weren't in power yet. If any one of them had gotten in power, I would have been golden. You would have had all the information. I feel like sometimes Vic says things and people don't think about what she said because this makes no sense. I was waiting until they got in power to tell you what they were going to do. Meaning, once they get in power and tell Vic, okay, now we are definitely putting up Ty and Jed, she gets to go to Ty and Jed and say, yep, it's you two. See ya. Like, what exactly does that do for them? She's literally describing that she played both sides and was getting them to target her or target them. But she says, this is the thing. I'm so cheesed.
I'm just cheesed right now.
I'm so cheesed because I am going to look like an idiot on TV. That is traumatizing to me. I was so excited about the ghost peppers. And this, she's telling the truth. This, I fully believe. Fully believe that she doesn't want to look like an idiot on TV. Fully believe that she was super excited about the ghost peppers. Fully believe that she is realizing that she made a huge mistake last week. She says, but then she lies. And she says, and here's the thing, Ty, I never cry. I never cry. You can ask anyone. They know if I cry, that means I'm telling the truth. Oh my God, Austin, I just don't know why this is happening. Why would anyone say I'm the invisible HOH? They watched her do this. Why would she say that? They literally watched her fake cry multiple times last week when she was the invisible HOH. And she thinks that she can then go the very next week and say, no, you have to understand. If I cry, it means I'm definitely telling the truth. But Ty is going to check in with Jed and say, look, it's hard because it's not about anything that Vic is saying. It's about the fact that she's a big player. Like, she can talk all she wants about why she did what she did or whatever, but it's just that she's a big player. That's why we need her gone. Tina's gonna come in, and Ty goes to Tina, and he says, "Look, Tina, I'm just concerned because Tara gave me a terrible pitch. She said she would not promise she wouldn't put me up, and like Vic is not putting me up. So what am I doing here? Why am I keeping Tara when she can't even promise me she won't put me up?" And Tina says, don't worry. She's not going to put you up. She's just concerned because she doesn't want to say anybody's name because she's on the block. She doesn't want to get in trouble for saying anybody's name. So she's trying to avoid naming names. Tina says, what we would do is, as a house, we would just need to decide who the best option for a backdoor situation is. You don't need to worry about what Tara would do. I have influence over Tara. And I will use that influence to keep you guys safe. I'm all about the 5 of us getting to the 5, right? And Ty says, well, look, I just really don't think that Vic would put me up. But I would love to hear from Tara, and I would love to hear her just tell me that she's not putting me up. That's what I would love to hear. She's like, okay. Tina goes and talks to Tara, Kiefer, and Braden. And they talk about how there's been some rumblings going around that Vic wants to call a house meeting. And they're not sure exactly what it's going to be, but Kiefer thinks she's going to basically just go hard at Row and make it seem like she's going after Row so that everyone wants to keep her to go after Row. And Tara says, well, everyone's going after Row, not just her. Tara and Tina are going to debrief a little bit after this. They don't really trust Kiefer fully. They're a little bit concerned about Kiefer. And so Tara is pretending to Kiefer that she is really going after Row, when in reality she is going after Ty and Jed. Tara and Beth are then going to talk. Tara's going to run up to Beth and say, it sounds like Vic wants to call some kind of house meeting. This is what I imagine Vic is going to say. She's going to say that she's going after Row, but I am going after Row. She's going to say that I said the bag thing, but she said the bag thing. Like, what are we doing here? And Beth says, yeah, she's saying that you're coming after us. And Tara says, it makes no sense for me to go after you. I'm not going after two people. I'm not going after the guys, two people who haven't won anything, instead of the guy that's won 3 vetoes. It would be me and Row against the world. Why would I do that? It's a resume move to take out Row. It's not a resume move to take out Ty or Jed. And this is all a moot point anyway. I'm terrible at competitions. I'm not going to win. But if you keep Vic to go after Row, how do you get Vic out after Row goes? She says, I'm not going to lie. I probably will use Jed as a pawn to backdoor Row, but only because that just makes the most sense. He's the most likely to beat Row in a veto competition. And Beth, you have to understand, after that speech you gave, saying that Vic was a liar and a manipulator, you can't trust her. You're never gonna be safe with Vic after that speech. And so that's Tara's pitch pre-meeting to try and prep Beth. Vic is gonna go up to Beth and she says, and Beth is like, yeah, they're already talking to me. They're already trying to get in my ear. And Vic is like, oh my God, they're claiming to me that they're only doing clean campaigning. I'm ready to go off on them right now. And Beth says, well, get going. Okay. So the house meeting begins. They're arguing about the bag. That's what we come in on. Who said what about the bag? What happened is Beth came in to get something from her bag. Didn't look like she actually took anything. So Tara was like, did she take anything? I'm like, I don't know. Did she take anything? She's spying on us. And Vic was like, oh, Beth, spying on us. I'm ready to take this bag and throw it. And then later, when Beth won the HOH, she brought Beth's bag into the HOH room, and she says she was very proud to do so. But it was a passive-aggressive thing. So Vic and Tara get into it about who said what about the bag thing. Vic is saying that Tara started it. Tara is saying that Vic wanted to throw it over the balcony, and she had to talk Vic down. And I believe they're both kind of telling the truth, but Vic is much more so lying because she's pretending she had no issue with it, but lets on a couple of times that she was like, no, because you were the one that said it, and I found it very interesting when you did. But Vic is like, I would never throw a bag over a railing. Never. And so the bag thing goes back and forth. We've already kind of gone over the bag thing. The bag thing is the bag thing. Vic says, well, let's just move on to numbers, because here's the thing. And this is everyone in the house, by the way. Everyone in the house sitting in the hot tub area. Vic is sitting on the hot tub. Beth is next to her. The guys are kind of standing to the side. Everyone else is sitting down on the couches. Row is standing to the side. And she says, let's move on to numbers because all of the other 4 have been talking about taking shots at the guys all for weeks. For weeks. You guys have been talking about wanting to go after big targets, and they're all like, no, 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 no. That is not true. That is not what we've said. You are the one that comes to us and tells us we need to go after them. And Vic says, no, absolutely not. I have been talking with you guys. You have been the ones who've said that you need to go after big targets. You have said that I can't let them charm me. I have not had these conversations by myself. I do not go into rooms and have conversations by myself about targeting the guys. That is not true. I swear on my dead parents. I swear on my boyfriend. I swear on Jesus. May God strike me down. Kiefer looks up to the heavens. Tara goes, whoa! You also swore on those things that you wouldn't put Ty on the block when you were HOH. How did that work out? Did Ty go up? No. Same thing. You threatened to put Ty on the block. No. He did not go up. He did not go up on the block. Did he? She says, Row, we had talked about going after the guys. You campaigned to me in the ball pit room that that you wanted Austin to stay and that Braden should go home. Row says, absolutely. I swear on my family. I swear on my parents. She's like, how could you swear on those things? Like, you just did. But you're lying. Vic starts crying. You guys don't understand because I never once threw you, Row, Tina, or Tara under the bus. Never once. You promised me your loyalty and then you threw me under the bus. I didn't say a word to you guys I didn't say a word about you guys to Beth. Not a word, and you guys all threw me under the bus. I thought you guys were loyal to me. Why would Beth say I'm a liar and a manipulator in her speech? Why would she say that? Beth, why do you think that? Beth says, I was told. Boom, 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 boom. They all told me. Exactly. You guys said you were going to have a clean campaign. Tara says, I don't even... What do you want? I did not say anything about you. I did not go to Beth. I was asked a question, or I asked a question. I asked Beth, did you say the things that, because Vic, you came to me and you told me that you overheard a conversation where Beth said that I didn't deserve to be in this game. You told me that. I asked Beth if that was a true statement, if she said those things. That's all I did. Vic is like, no, you said clean campaign. She says, did you not have that conversation with me, Vic? Did you not tell me that? Well, I don't remember having that conversation with you. I don't remember saying, I don't remember. Tara's, you're lying to my face. Tara's got some sunglasses on. I do not have any handy. I apologize. That is my bad. Tara rips the sunglasses from her face. You are lying to my face. And the conversation goes back to Row. Austin. You were trying to keep Austin. You were campaigning against Braden. You campaigned to me. You told me that I can't work with the guys. Row's like, that is absolutely not true. No way. That is not true. You are completely making this up. You are completely making this up, Vic. I don't understand what you're doing right now. This is completely irrelevant. Tara's like, you can't just keep dodging the question, Vic. Did you or did you not tell me that Beth said I don't deserve to be in this game? Because I don't remember. Did you not say that Beth came in about the bag, Tara? No, I didn't. She's like, Kiefer, you were in the room. Didn't Tara do this? And Kiefer's like, I think Tara said something first. Exactly! Tara's like, I said nothing about throwing it over the balcony. We talked you out of doing it. It's like, this is exactly what I'm talking about. It's exactly what I'm talking about. Tara says, you keep dodging the question. Did you or do you can't say you don't remember. Did you not tell me that Beth said I don't deserve to be in this game? Vic says, you know what? You don't deserve to be in this game. Yeah, maybe I said that. Maybe I said that Beth said that, but you know what? You don't deserve to be in this game. You don't. You said that you don't even want to go to jury. Tara's like, oh, don't even think about bringing that up. I did not say that. I said that I don't want to be the first person in jury because I have kids. I have kids, Vic. No, you don't even want to be here. That is disrespectful. How dare you? I said I don't want to be the first person in jury because I don't want to be away from my kids. I'd rather go home before that, but I would still be here. This is a mess, guys. This is a mess. It comes back to Row, and Row is really going to deny having campaigned to keep Austin in the game, which is a pretty silly move because everyone knows that he did it. And this is gonna get broken up eventually here, but that is the basic structure of what happened. And it's a lot of like at one point Vic is saying like, I never once threw Row under the bus, never once said Row's name prior to the veto. Did I? Beth, Ty, Jed. No, they say no, she never said your name, Row. They're very clearly on Vic's side in this conversation, in this meeting, in this argument. And I've talked about that on the roundtable already, but just a very silly way to go about this if you still plan on voting her out. After the meeting, Beth says she still needs to go. I mean, first of all, she made it very clear in that meeting that she was working with them. Like, the main thing she was upset about is that they turned their back on her. She was very clearly working with them to go after us, and she's just mad that they ratted her out. And the problem is that Vic is just gonna, Vic, she's gonna run right back to Row after all of this, and she's gonna try to play the middle again. And she's going to be like, oh, Row, you did this. You got this. But don't worry. They're screwed. We need to go after them still. We shouldn't go after each other. And so they all agree Tara's not coming after us. So it's got to be Vic. Vic's got to go. So Row and Vic, during this conversation, are having that exact conversation. Vic says to Row, I don't understand why you're denying this Austin conversation. He's like, it wasn't relevant. I don't understand why you brought it up. She says, you understand, Row, I could have put you on the block last week.
I could have put you on the block. And I didn't. It's like, it doesn't matter. You still put 2 of your alliance members on the block. Why wouldn't you do it again? From my perspective, you betrayed 2 of your alliance members. Why wouldn't you put me up as well? Says, I wanted a one-on-one conversation with you. I wanted to talk this over with you, but you never talked to me one-on-one. I asked you if we were going to have a one-on-one conversation, and then instead, we have this big house meeting. It's like, how am I supposed to know? And she's like, the only reason I put Austin and Braden up is because I didn't want to work with them anymore. That's why. I didn't trust them. I didn't want to work with them. It's like, well, okay. Well, what a wonderful explanation that is. If only we could have talked, then I would have known your wonderful explanation. But here's the thing, Vic. You never even told me that you were the HOH. And she says, well, nope, nobody knew. Nobody knew, Row. I didn't tell anybody. It's like, no, Vic, everyone knew. They all knew before the veto. I was the only idiot that didn't know for a while. And she says, well, look, Row. I might be coming for you. Or I might not be coming for you, but I will be telling them that I'm coming for you. It's like, good. And just so you know, Austin and Braden were never coming for you. That was never a thing. But look, I think there's a good chance they'll keep you this week. Because they'll want you to go after me, but it doesn't make sense for us to go after each other. So we should not go after each other. You stay. We need each other in this game. And she says, they're coming for you, Row. I'm not coming for you. Literally exactly what Beth said. It literally happened directly after the house meeting. So that's going on there. Beth and Jed are going to talk some more, though. Jed says, look, Vic is never going to get over that speech that you made, Beth. That's why she has to go. Ty he's got reservations about this, but it has to happen. He says, we don't want to be in a position to have to put Vic up again and then have to deal with this again. Oh my God. Tara's easy. You can put Tara up anytime. Doesn't matter. But Vic, it's this whole thing. If we don't get her out now, then we're going to have to do this again? I mean, come on. And this is what Beth says again. Like, she admitted she was working with the other side. I mean, this oddballs thing, like, and the fact that she's so upset that they ratted her out, like, she clearly was invested in this. So Beth, Jed, and Vic is going to join them, and interrupt their conversation. And she says, guys, you have to keep me to go after Row. He just admitted to me that he lied about that Austin conversation. He was like, oh, it wasn't even relevant. And she says, and I'm telling you, Braden is playing both sides. I'm telling you, you cannot trust Braden. He is running information back to Row. He is working with Row. You can't trust him. You need me in this game. I literally just told Row, if I stay, I'm coming for you, Row. That's what I just told him. And they're like, we believe you. We believe you were right in everything that you said in that meeting. We completely believe you. And we also know that you would never come up with the name Oddballs. I mean, come on. That's clearly not a name that you would have come up with. And Vic is like, obviously, I would never come up with a dumb name like the Oddballs. Vic is so much fun. Vic came up with the name Oddballs. She's very excited about it. She's like, I'm all about the ghost peppers. All about the ghost peppers. That's my whole thing. So she pitches to them some more. It's the same pitch. Vic is going to continue to make the same pitch over and over and over. And even though it's the same pitch over and over and over, every single time it prompts it's like Ty, Jed, and Beth are like I don't know, like they're bad code, I think. I'm not a coder, but it's like they have broken bad code where the same prompt will launch this whole indecision spiral every single time, no matter how many times it's been run. It's like if anybody pitches to them, it's like, well, now we have to do the whole process. Now we have to go through the whole discussion again. We've already made the decision, but we are a little bit broken. So, Jed and Beth talk. They do not believe that Braden will choose Row over them. They think that Braden would choose them over Row. Beth says, look, the reason I wanted to keep Tara is because she'd be easy to beat in the end, but at this point, I don't even care. I want a better pitch from Tara than, oh, I'm just going to go after Row. Everyone's going to go after Row, Tara. I want more than that from you. Give me more. If you want me to keep you, you need to give me more. She says, if I did keep Vic, it would have to be on a tie break. So obviously we could get Kiefer and Braden's votes, but I would want one of them to vote the other way, just so that I could break the tie, because I don't want to look like an idiot and like have Vic stay on my HOH after I put her up, unless I'm the one doing it. Right? So that's what I would need. It would need to be a tiebreaker. She says, but let's think about it this way. Who in the final four guarantees us final three? Because that's the goal. And I'll say this again. I fully believe that Beth at this point feels like she is capable of beating the guys in the final two. She's being told from multiple sources now that the guys haven't really done anything in the game and that she now is making a big move, and that means that she can win in the end. And so she no longer feels the need to take the guys out. And I do believe that she wants to get to the final three with them now. That was what she was saying. She doesn't care that Tara's easy to beat in the end anymore because she doesn't need anybody that's easy to beat in the end. She feels like she can do it. She says, who guarantees us final three in the final four? Not Braden, not Kiefer. It's Tina. Tina is the person we want in the final four. If we get Tina to the final four, we are golden. And Jed says, yes, but we need to keep ourselves covered until the final four is the problem. That's what we need. And Beth says, I guess we could do it with the tie break. We could keep Vic. But what if she turns on us next week? It's such a risk. Jed says, yeah, it is. It is a risk. It's a big risk, but it's a risk worth taking. It's like, yeah, but she was clearly on the other side. What if she flips on us again? He's like, you're right. I would be really pissed if Vic just turned on them again. Like if Vic won next week and we were sitting on the block, I would be so pissed. She's like, I want to talk to Row and be like, what are you gonna do for me next week? Jed's like, what is that gonna do? It's like, I don't know. What more can we get out of Row in this situation? It's like, what are you? Your indecisiveness does not give you power. You don't understand how this works. You don't get more from people because you're indecisive. You get less from them. Jed says, well, he'll be pissed if Vic stays. And Beth is like, yeah, everything we've built will be done. Yeah, and he'll also be pissed if you consider keeping Vic. But they don't see that. They're like, okay, well, is Braden pissed at us if Vic stays? She's like, I don't know. I mean, he looks pretty pissed every time we bring it up. Every time we consider, he's like, why are you guys even considering this? And he seems pretty pissed off, but I don't know. I think he'd still vote with us. It couldn't be more clearly written on Braden's face You literally see it. You see it. It's right there. He's pissed. Would he be pissed? He is pissed because you've already done it. You've already spoken right in front of him about this move and your indecisiveness. Beth is like, so I don't know. I just feel like I just don't see Tina flipping. She's so loyal to her word. So I don't know. If we keep Vic, then what happens to Tina? But then if we keep Tina, then if we keep Tara, then Tara would do this. So what can we say to Tara that we can? And genuinely, guys, I started the day. I was like, got a solo update. I'm gonna actually talk through all these conversations, because how fun would that be? I get to talk about it and be incredulous, and it's, they're being ridiculous. And then it was about at this point in this Beth Jed conversation that I fully lost my mind. I started typing in all caps. I said, I can't do it anymore. They're talking in nonsense circles. And then I just started typing random letters. So I apologize, but I've lost the will to go on. I can't with these people. They just endlessly talk in circles. They can't help themselves. They don't know what it even means to make a decision. I don't know if they've ever made a decision in their lives, or if it's just happened to them that they do things and then they're like, but did we really do it? I don't know. Maybe we should do it a different way. But you don't know if you can do it a different way. But what if we do it this way? This way is an interesting way to do it. What about that way? Oh, we could do it that way too. What about this way? Oh, how do you feel about this? Oh, good point. But what about this? I don't know. What if we do this? I don't know. What if we do that? I don't know. It's never a knowing thing that we never know that we're knowing. Can't do it. They don't know what they're talking about. The conversation ends with, let's just do it. Let's just do it. Let's just get rid of Vic. Let's just get rid of Vic. Well, let's just do it. That's it. No more talking about this. We're just going to get rid of Vic. Yeah. I believe you. I believe you. Braden and Row are going to talk some more. Row would like to know if they're happy with him, or if he's not happy with him. Because of the conversation. So Row was like legitimately denying this Austin conversation because he was worried that Braden would be upset that he campaigned against him. And so Row was like, are you not happy with me after that house meeting? And Braden's like, I don't care. I already knew. It doesn't matter. And Row's kind of like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have denied it. But Braden says, well, here's what I'm going to do. I'll play up that I'm annoyed about this. So when they ask, I'll be like, oh yeah, because they're gonna be like, they're always like, oh, aren't you upset that Row campaigned against you? And I'll be like, oh, of course I'm upset. Yeah, it's so annoying. Can't believe you would do that. But I'm just playing it up. Braden says that Braden says that Beth told him that she thinks that Vic is just going to go straight back to Row and try to play the middle again. And Row's like, oh, yeah, that's exactly what happened. I actually think we might be okay. That Vic might actually still go after Beth and Jed if she stays. And Braden's like, I don't think so. I don't think so, Row. I wouldn't believe her if I were you. I think if she wins, she'll do what they want. And Row says, well, don't get me wrong. I mean, Tara is clearly the better option for us to stay. I'm just saying that I have hope that even if Vic does stay, we may have a chance. And Braden says, oh, man, I want to bring up this Vic thing to Ty. Like, I want to convince, like, if we tell Ty that Vic went back to you to try to make a deal again right after that house meeting, I mean, that's going to seal her fate, right? But they're like, no, we shouldn't do that. We'll keep it in our back pocket. Because the thing is, it's really bothering them. Ty is really annoying them lately. He's just trying to get Vic to stay. He's being very, adamant about it. And he's like, right after the house meeting, he's over there cuddling with Vic. Like, what are you doing? So they're very frustrated with Ty, and they really want to convince him to come over. But that's where things are going to stand for now. Row is then going to go and talk to Beth, and he says, look, first thing I want to say, Beth, is that yes, I did have a conversation with Vic about Austin, but it was not a hard flip conversation. It was just, we were just talking through the pros and the cons. That's all. It's not a hard flip. This is Row's go-to explanation for anytime he does anything wrong, because this is exactly what he said to Vic when he threw Vic under the bus. He was like, it was not a hard pitch. Not a hard pitch. It was just, he was talking it through. It's not a hard pitch. And so now this was not a hard flip. Not a hard flip. That's not what we did. She says, okay, that's fine, bro. I mean, we knew that you did that, so that's okay. She says, look, right from the start, I've wanted Vic out. That's what I want. You don't need to worry, Row. He says, look, it's obvious that the guys want Vic to stay because that's what's best for them, but it's not what's best for you, and it's not what's best for the rest of us. So, I hope that they don't push you into making a decision that's not in your interest. And he's like, Vic is trying to convince them that I'm coming for them, but I'm not. I'm not coming for them. Just because they've got six packs does not mean that they're not threats because they've got six packs. They're threats because of how well they operate in the game. That's why they're good at the game, because they have people like Vic and they use them to convince other people to do their dirty work for them. So that's the danger of Ty and Jed. And she says, I know. They always joke around just because of how they're built and that they're two black men, that's why they're targeted. But they are good at the game. And I don't know what Beth is saying here exactly. They do joke around about that, but I feel like this was just not really the place or the context to be saying that to Row in the way that she did. But I don't know. It felt very strange to me. And I feel like Beth should not be saying those things. But that's how the conversation goes. Basically, Row saying it wasn't a hard flip. Wasn't a hard flip conversation, which is also what he told Braden. So Beth talks to Braden afterward, and she's like, "Oh, Row just told me that he did have that conversation, and he lied about it. So basically, he lied about it, but it wasn't a hard flip conversation." And Braden's like, "Oh," and like rolls his eyes and like, "Oh, of course. Oh, it wasn't a hard flip conversation." Doing exactly what he said he was going to Row, which is pretend that he's upset about the hard flip conversation, when in reality he doesn't care. Tina and Kiefer are gonna check in a little bit here. Kiefer says, "Do not worry. The vote is set. There is no convincing Braden to flip. Braden wants Vic out, and there's nothing to worry about. They're very annoyed that Vic has been stuck to the trio all day. She won't leave them alone. It's very frustrating." Row and Braden are going to check in again. And Row says to Braden, I think at some point Braden let Row know that he doesn't want to win HOH. And Row basically says, look, I get it that you don't want to win. I get that. And Braden's like, yeah, I'm in kind of a weird spot. But Row's like, but if you're like the last one in the comp, you're gonna still try to win it, right? Because we can't lose another one. And Braden's like, yes, I will. Don't worry. Like, so basically, as far as Braden is concerned, he is not going to be trying to win the HOH unless he is up against the Sunsetters, essentially. So he will be throwing it to either Row, Tina, or Tara if he can. He does not want to have to make the move if he doesn't have to. So Row says, I just can't believe this thing with Vic. Like, why did she target Austin? She's so, like, what a dumb move. What an emotional move. It just makes no sense. Why did she do that? Austin was never coming for her. I didn't, and what makes it even worse, I didn't even know she had this separate 3-person thing with you and Austin. It makes it even worse. There was a 3-person alliance with you, Austin, and Vic, and she still turned on Austin. Like, what is she thinking? Braden's like, yeah, we had this whole glossy thing. Like, it's I don't know what to do. So that's that conversation. Guys, Vic is gonna pitch again, and the triangle is gonna waffle on the decision again, and go through a whole other hour-long conversation about it all again, and I'm just exhausted. I feel myself melting at this point. I just, like, oh boy. Beth really wants Tara to pitch more to that. What? Tara needs to pitch more. I want more pitch from Tara. Vic is giving us a Final Four. What can you give us, Tara? Can you give us a Final Four? That's what she wants to say to Tara. She wants to say, hey, Tara, Vic is offering us Final Four. Can you match that? Can you do any better? What do you think? They basically feel like it boils down to which person do they want? Because if they keep Vic, they're like, if we keep Vic, then we have to just keep her to the Final Four at that point. So they're like, which person do we want in the Final Four? Do we want Tina or do we want Vic? It's like, well, obviously we want Tina, but should we keep Vic? Maybe we should go that route. Kiefer comes in and they're like, I'm like 50-50, right? They're all 50-50. 50-50. Oh, I'm 50-50. Oh, it's 50-50 in here. Oh, it's been days. It's been weeks, but I'm 50-50. Why? Just make a decision. And the thing is that like, on one hand, I'd be like, man, this house, they keep talking to them and they keep changing their minds. What great players, right? But no, it has nothing to do with anything that anybody is saying. The house meeting didn't matter. Vic's pitches don't matter. Tara's pitches don't matter. None of it matters. It's just them. It's just them constantly going back and forth. They've done this all season long. All season long. From week 1, when they waffled on the Josh Julie thing. Week 2, they waffle on the Row Josh thing. Week 3, they got lucky and they couldn't make a decision. It wasn't up to them. Week 4, Kiefer was like, no, this is what we're doing. And they didn't have a choice. Anytime they have a decision, they just go back and forth to themselves. They are campaigning to themselves on behalf of both players and running through all of the possible scenarios, except it's not all the possible scenarios. It's not. Because it's all fake scenarios. They're running on bad information. They think that Tina's loyal to them. To a degree. They think that Tina has gone off, but they think that Tina and Tara won't come after them next week, when they will. They think that Row is not working with Braden when he is. They think that Kiefer is more with them right now than not, which he's not. They think that like all of their information is wrong, so all of the scenarios that they're running are wrong. And they're just going over bad scenarios constantly and can't make a decision on, oh, this one fake scenario, is this better than this other fake scenario? It doesn't matter. Oh, man. So Kiefer comes in and they talk through options some more. They're like, okay, let's just ask, what is our gut saying? What is our gut saying? Ty and Jed says, say, keep Vic. Beth and Keith say, get rid of Vic. Oh, guys, we're 50-50 again. They talk about like, have we screwed up? Have we let other people convince us to take out one of our own numbers? Ty says this is a resume move for all of them to have gotten us to take out one of our own numbers. And Beth is like, yeah, but Vic is absolutely capable of going back to Row and working with him. And Jed's like, really? And she's like, yeah, are you kidding? That's absolutely what Vic would do. And he's like, you know what? You're right. You're right. That is what Vic would do. Kiefer actually is able to shut this conversation down, luckily, he says, look, let's just run through Vic's game here for a second. He says, Vic wins the first HOH, keeps her team safe. She's then the only vote for Julie to stay week 1. Nobody bats an eye. Then she, next week, everyone wants to flip to take out Row. She changes her mind. She stops the flip from happening, gains the loyalty of the entire other side of the house by doing that. Then she wins HOH, takes out LT. LT, somebody who would be even harder to take out in this game than Vic right now. LT, who we would all have died for. She takes out LT. Then the very next week manages to win my loyalty when everyone wanted her on the block, keeps herself safe. Then wins the invisible HOH, takes out Austin, big target. Then the next week, she gets put on the block as a backdoor and talks herself out of being evicted. I mean, best player of all time. Are you kidding me? We can't let that happen. That's like, wow, you are right. That's savage. She has to go. We cannot let her do this. In the middle of this story, Braden had come in, and Braden is like, I'm telling you guys, if she survives this week, she is winning the game. She's winning the game. And Beth says, I don't care. I don't care. Vic is going home. I don't care. Vic is going home. That's it. Braden's like, okay. I agree. I mean, look, this is the thing. Even I have almost been convinced by Vic. That's how good she is. And you know what, Beth? I just remembered last week when she was trying to convince us that you were the HOH. She was saying, oh, because we were like, oh, it can't be Beth because Beth swore on her family that it's not her. And Vic was like, people can swear on anything in this game. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything to swear on something in this game. It's a game. It's Big Brother. That's what the point is. Like, oh, is that so? And at this point, Ty says, man, we've been soft, haven't we? We've been soft. She's got to go. She's got to go. If she stays, she has finessed the crap out of us. So, okay, Vic has to go. Vic has to go. This is the most frustrating part, is that these conversations continue to happen, and the end of the conversation is always Vic has to go. Guys, Vic just has to go. And they act like they came up with that concept. They act like this is their real thought process, that they're just like, you know what? It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. At the end, we just have to, look, we're just decisive people, and Vic just has to go. As though They're not just going to go ahead and do the same thing again in a few hours and be like, but does Vic have to go? And then an hour later after that, guys, Vic just has to go. We just have to make it happen. I mean, amazing feeds this week. I mean, if we could get Indecisive, we always talk about like what kinds of players should we try to cast for the show. I think the primary, there should be a question. Actually, here's what they should do on the application form. There should be a question about like a fake scenario about like if you were in a situation that required a decision to be made, right? Like you had to choose between two options. What option would you choose? And then the real test here is how long does it take them to make a decision on this question, right? And the people that take an hour to figure out which one they want to do, and they fill in one circle, and then they erase it, and they fill in the other circle, and then they erase that, and then they fill in the other circle, and then they erase that, and then they fill in the other circle, and it takes them an hour to do it. Those are the people, automatic casting. That's how they look. I'm full of free ideas, guys. I'm open if you need me. It's good stuff. So Jed and Tara are going to talk a bit. He says, look, Tara, we want to hear more of your pitch. And Tara is like, guys, it's late. Jed, it's late. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. How about that? Look, I'm not coming for you. The only reason I ever was thinking I needed to come for you is because I thought you were coming for me, and the only reason I thought that was because Vic was convincing me that that was the case. So that's happening there. Row is going to talk to the cameras, and he says, I am clinging to life in this game. I am barely surviving. I need a break. The chances of me winning this game, pretty low. It would take a miracle at this point. I need some wins. I need a secret veto. The problem is, people in this game play too emotionally. They're so emotional. I can't believe that Vic took a shot at Austin. What? I can't believe she would do that. If people played this game with their heads, I'd be running this game. But they don't. They're emotional. They make dumb decisions. Tina and Tara are the only ones I can rely on right now. Braden doesn't want to win the HOH. We need this win. HOH is crucial. Tina walks in on him talking to the cameras, and he's just like, yeah, I'm just talking to the cameras. Just talking about how people are playing emotionally and making dumb decisions. She's like, I'm not included in that, right? He's like, no, you're not included. You're not included in that. You know who is included in that, though? Kiefer. He's too attached to the guys, even though they didn't vote for him to stay. He's always running back and forth, giving information to the guys, coming to him and saying that I need to go after the guys, going to them, and probably saying that I'm going after them. It's very annoying. Tina's going to go back up to Tara and say, I feel like Kiefer might be playing us. I feel like, he's doing this to Row. He's probably doing it to us too. And Tara's like, does it matter though? I mean, we still need him. And if he thinks that he's playing us, if he thinks that he has us, then he'll vote to keep me. Right. So, whatever. Tara's just exhausted at this point. Then Kiefer joins them and he says, here's the deal, Tara. They're considering flipping again, but don't worry, I kind of squashed it. But what they want from you is another pitch. And she's like, I already gave them a pitch. What do they want from me? He says they want more. Because Vic is pitching them the world. Vic is offering them immortality. It's like, so what? I gotta say I'm going after Row and somebody else now? Like, yeah, basically. All right, so after Row, I'll go after Braden. Is that what I need to say to them? And he's like, yeah, say that. It's like, okay, all right, that's what I'll do then. Whatever it takes. She's done with it. It's like, and again, Beth went from Tara and Tina being like, thank God for Beth, we are gonna keep her safe, to what do I need to say to this person to get them off my back? Oh my God, I'll lie. I'll do whatever I need to. I'll say whatever lie I need to say at this point. Just, oh my God. Great job, Beth. Great social game. So that's basically the day. It's basically what we got. Do you guys have any questions for me here at the end of this day? The end of this very interesting day. We're heading into today on the feeds with Tara probably is going to be making a pitch. I think she may have made the pitch during this update. I can only imagine it didn't go super well and that they're currently discussing flipping again. Only to end on Vic needs to go. But who knows? Who knows? Let's see. Who do I think will be evicted? I think Vic is going to go. Am I excited for the Guatemala podcast? Yes. Are you excited? What is the real question? Will I have recovered by tonight's show recap? I'm good. I'm good. I lost my mind last night, but I'm good today. I'm completely fine. I mean, I'm thinking about whether or not should I take out Vic? I don't know, but I'm sure I'll figure it out eventually. Do I think Kiefer should target Braden? It wouldn't be the worst move in the world, honestly. But the problem is that he needs that trio needs to be broken up ASAP. So he would need to do that first, or that would need to happen first. I'm gonna rank each player's resume so far. I would say Vic is at the top in terms of final two equity, followed by probably Row. Then maybe I would say like Beth, Jed, Ty all together. They all have somewhat equal chance of winning in the final two at this point. Then I would say Tina and Braden, and then Tara at the bottom. But I think that both Tina and Braden have a lot of upside in terms of sort of like people don't see them as jury threats right now, but that could change over time because they're both playing very well. Beth is holding strong right now that Vic needs to go after a convo during the update with Jed and Beth. Wonderful. I can't wait for her to change that in an hour. How funny was it that the trio think Braden and Row are not working together? Well, Braden and Row are wearing matching hoodies and wearing Kyle's hats. You know? It's what it takes sometimes. Who do I think will be throwing the HOH competition? Nobody except for Braden, I think. Will be throwing the HOH competition. And even Braden will, I believe, try to win it over Kiefer, Ty, or Jed. Do I think Beth is really undecided? Yes. I've seen some theories that Beth is just pretending to be undecided to the guys. But as somebody that has listened to every waffling conversation twice, there's no way she's pretending. She is fully in her own mind about this and going down very strange corridors. So no, I think that she is very much actually undecided. And I do think that she very heavily leans toward getting rid of Vic. But the problem is, I don't know if you've ever done this before, but when you have a huge decision to make and you're being indecisive, you often get so deep in the weeds that you forget the primary reasons why you wanted the thing to be that way in the first place. That's where Beth is. She's constantly forgetting the reasons why she wanted Vic gone, and so she goes down these deep holes for hours at a time, and then comes out the other end and is like, oh yeah, I forgot this. Yeah, Vic needs to go. So that's what's going on there. All right. Keith and Ty need to talk more. Yeah, that connection has been dwindling here, especially because they've been at odds this week. Do I think Braden should semi-throw the HOH like he told Row? Honestly, no. I think he should be trying to win, just like I think Tina should be trying to win. It's time for them to win something and make a big move. The time to try to slide through is gone. Row is still a big target. You don't need to worry about that. Like, it's time to start adding things to your resume, and you need to start trying to win, because you never know when you'll actually be able to win. So if you're capable of winning, I think you need to start taking those wins right now. Did I talk about Tara using the mayo lotion? No, I didn't, but they have been doing pranks. Apple cider vinegar in the water bottles, banana peels in slippers, mayo in lotion bottles. So I believe a prank meant for Ty ended up landing on Tara. She ended up putting some mayo lotion on, and then didn't say anything until later in the night when she was like, Jed, don't use that lotion. It smells weird. Which was pretty funny. Will Row, Tina, Tara, or Braden hesitate to take a shot against the trio? I do not think so. Has anyone caught on to Tina's gameplay? To a degree, the Sunsetters have talked about how Tina was essentially working with a whole group of people in an alliance against them and never said anything to them. They're like, what is she doing? But they still think that she is like true to her word, that she would not come after them, which is a dichotomy that I cannot understand, but they seem to be working with. Who should step up? In my opinion, who should step up their gameplay? I mean, all of them, really. Nobody is a true front runner to win. Everybody needs to step up and make something happen if they want to take a path to win this game that isn't completely random. Let's see. Yes. Why did the trio and Braden back up Vic during the house meeting? Because the trio wanted Vic to call out Tara, and they wanted Tara to feel uncomfortable, and Braden wanted to keep his cover with the trio, so he wanted to be with them. At what point do I think Kiefer will turn on the trio? Once Row is gone. Would Tina be targeted by surviving members of the Triangle if she takes one of them out? That's the thing. I don't think so. That's why I feel like she should just go ahead and win. I mean, sure, it would probably be Tina and Row on the block. And if Row won the veto, maybe Tina would go. Maybe something like that. But who would target her? Only Ty and Beth would be left, right? And sure, they may want to retaliate, but they also have to reintegrate themselves with the house. And if they target Tina, and let's say Tina goes out the following week, they still have to deal with Tara, Row. I feel like it's not really a guarantee, and that's kind of the risk you have to take at this point in the game. We're getting into late game. You just have to start going for it. Who do we want to win in the double? Well, the audience has said Row in the Stockwatch survey. So that's pretty much what we've got for you here. There are, a lot more questions, but I think we're gonna start to wrap up here. Yeah, that's what we've got. So later tonight, we're gonna have an episode. It's gonna be the veto episode. It's gonna be the Vic backdoor episode. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how wildly inaccurate it is. But we will be live after the episode to talk through everything that goes down in the episode. And tomorrow I'll be live at 11 a.m. Eastern to update you on everything that happens today on the Big Brother Canada 9 live feeds. Probably will be a little more general. Probably will be a little more, there was a lot of the same and a lot of the same, but we'll see where that goes. Tomorrow night, the double eviction is gonna go down. Very exciting. We'll be live after that to recap what happens. It'll be very fun to watch. And in just a couple of hours here, I will be live talking about Survivor Guatemala with Rob and Mike Bloom as part of the Survivor ranking rewatches. And I have watched all of Survivor Guatemala in preparation, and I'm ready to talk about it. Ready to call people scumbags, and it's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a good time. So make sure you hey, come check us out. Come hang out. It's gonna be a fun time. I'm excited to talk about it. I got a lot to say. So check it all out. And of course, Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern, The Circle, which has also been very good. Great stuff. Lots of great TV going on right now. All right. That's what I got for you guys. Thank you so much. Find me on Twitch as well, twitch.tv/Taran Armstrong. And I will see all of you next time.